Hi everybody, my name is Harris Williams. Today I will be walking you through how to input a zone assignment for an offensive lineman. So let's first start by looking at the screen. What we have is an under formation versus a trip set to the left, and you can see that the halfback already has a run assignment and the quarterback already has his handoff assignment. We can check on those assignments by just clicking on it, and you can see over here in his assignment list we have a handoff assignment. Then we click on the halfback and you can see that he has his run assignment. So now let's give our offensive lineman something to do. So let's first start by looking at the left tackle. We look at his assignment list and you see that he has nothing in his assignment list. So let's give him a blocking assignment. Today, since we're going to be working on a zone blocking assignment, we're going to click on block. We're going to see all these different options here. And what we're going to first select is zone/gap blocking assignment. And what we can simply do is just click on the player that we want him to block. So we're going to click on the T, or we click on the weak side DN. And as I click, you can see down here at the bottom the actual assignment information, the textual description of the assignment changes. And so right now it says he's going to be blocking his backside end/contain. And if we click on the actual tackle, you can see that he's blocking the offensive backside B gap. So let's change this because, that's really not what we want him to be blocking. We really want him to be blocking his play side gap. So how would we go about doing that? So a simple way to go about doing that is to go into here and we click on the more options, and then you can see that the offensive backside B gap is what he's blocking because the play is going to the right, so he's blocking the backside B gap. But we can change this right now. We say offensive play side, and then we change this to offensive play side gap. And now you can see he's blocking the same player, but it's actually been changed in the textual description down here by saying run block your offensive play side gap. It's simple and easy to remember for your players. Now let's give him some double team rules. So what we want him to do is we want to give him a rule on where he should be looking to double team. So that's the first drop down box that we see here. We want him to be looking for a double team on both his play side and back side. And then we want him to have a proximity for where he should create a double team. And this proximity can either be the current player, or if the opposing player is lined up in the gap, it can be the current player and the gap. So we'll just do that. We'll click current player and gap. So now, if, say, nobody is in his play side gap, but the weak side D end is still there, so if this was changed to a overfront, then what we would see is he would be double teaming right back here. He'd look to chip here. Even though there would be no double team, he would just give some presence until he found some work in his play side gap. Next, these next two boxes, what you're seeing here, is basically where you want the player to target on the opposing player. So basically what he's going to try to do, this left tackle is going to try to do, is put his nose onto the nose of the tackle. But say we want him to maybe put his nose on the opposite player's number, or in the inside V, or his shoulder, or thigh board. You can go and change that and really get down into the finer nuances of this blocking scheme. And then you can also change the direction of where you want him to actually target that player. For right now, let's keep it nose to nose play side. And then we click finish, and that's it. You have your blocking assignment. So if we were to go change this from over to under, you'd start double teaming the player backside. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do I go about doing this for all the players in this play without having to go through all those details? Well, to answer that question, you have two options. First, what you can do is you can go in here and you can right-click on his assignment and you can click copy. And then you can go to the left guard and you can right-click on his assignment list and click paste. Now you see that he has the exact same assignment as the left guard, where we click on his assignment, he's going to be run blocking his play side gap, double teaming both his play side and back side of him if he or the gap are covered. So you can see that there's nobody in his gap, so now he's double teaming with his tackle. Now, the second option to setting the rules for all your players is a much quicker option so that you can set it for all the offensive linemen in just a few clicks. Let me show you how to do that. So we'll click finish here. We're going to first want to go up to this magic wand. So we click on this magic wand, And basically that magic wand is basically a place that we go to set group assignments. A group assignment is basically an assignment that's going to be held by multiple players at one time. So this group assignment is going to be held by all 5 of the offensive linemen. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to want to set a zone scheme. So we click on the zone scheme right here, and then you can see players in zone scheme. We can see the center, the left guard, the right tackle, the left tackle, and the right tackle are all in this scheme. Then we're going to want to set what type of scheme this is. So this is going to be an inside zone scheme. We also have the option to make it an outside zone scheme. So we'll keep it at inside. And then we can set the direction of the blocking. And we're going to keep that right now to offensive play side. And then we can set a second level scheme option. That's basically telling the player, okay, now that you've cleared your play side gap, where do you want your player to target at the second level, meaning like the second level linebackers? Right now, we're going to set it to be player reference, but you can also create ID schemes, meaning that you can set a point, and then you can have all the other players work off of that point. But for right now, we're going to keep it simple and set it as a player reference. What player reference is going to basically say is that the center is going to be responsible for the first player on or over him play side. The right guard will be responsible for the next second level player play side, and the right guard will be responsible for the second player play side, and so on and so forth for the left guard and left tackle, but they'll be responsible for the backside second level players. So we'll click on this right now, and then we click finish, and then we click overwrite, meaning that it's going to overwrite the assignments for the players that are in this scheme that are already in the play right now. So we're going to click overwrite and let it load. And now you can see that MentalRep has then set all the assignments for all of your offensive linemen instantaneously. And when we actually go in here and we click on, say, the center, you can see that it also set the second level assignment as well. And the second level assignment is actually a man scheme, and that's where it's going to be looking for the first player on or over the center play side. So now that it's all set up, now we can click play, and you can see that the players are double teaming, and you saw that the double team occurred between the center and guard, and then the halfback took it to the house. You might be wondering, hey, wait a minute, why aren't any of the other players moving? Well, that's simply because we haven't given the defense an actual play. We'll talk about that in a later video. I made it so that the defense doesn't have any assignments just for demonstration purposes. You can always go up to the change scenario button up here and actually give the defense a play so that you can actually play out the play and simulate different situations. But for this example, I just simply set it so that you can see exactly how the play looks and to give you a proper demonstration on how to set your offensive lineman zone scheme. Thank you for your time. Remember, stay tuned for more videos on how to properly leverage MentalRep and keep repping it.